we're just about set for evening baseball from Truist Park. Tonight we wrap up this three-game series between the Cincinnati Reds and the Atlanta Braves. Ronald Acuna, the National League's ready now, is D. Strange Gordon. He'll get us started in this one under the lights.
Leading off tonight for Cincinnati, the shortstop.
Here's a pop-up now. Seeger has room in foul territory, and this is going to be a foul ball. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Wow, great pitch right there, right? Changing speeds. How about that straight changeup? How about that swing? Howdy, if you're waving at me.
Ozuna is under it. 1 out. So 1 out and nobody aboard, and that'll bring up Lorenzo Kane. Hard hit ball to second. Albies picks it up, and there are 2 away now. Up next, Jesse Winker. First chance for him here after appearing as a pinch hitter in the game last night. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike 1. Now, boys, these Braves, as they take the field here tonight, now they've been on a pretty good roll of late. Winners of 7 of their last 8 ball games.
Yeah, Matty, I'm looking forward to this one. They got their ace on the mound today. You get to the ballpark, you're ready to go. You're watching video. You know this guy is going to put his best foot forward, execute pitches to all quadrants. The opposition's got to be on point if they're going to have a chance today. There's not too many umpires in the game that are going to ring that first strike right there. That was border.
We'll have to leave it there as the play is made for the 3rd out. So a fairly painless top of the 1st, and now the Braves will get their initial shot here. No score. And that'll bring in the former top prospect, Ozzie Albies. And he enters play today, currently 5th in the National League batting race.
This season really shouldn't come as a surprise to many. We all know what kind of skill this guy produces when he has a bat in his hands.
And guys, as we take a look at the Reds entering play here tonight, they come in the midst of a stretch where they've dropped 6 of their last 9.
Yeah, Matty B, and you know what, D-Roll, this is when you really get tested. They call it the dog days in August for a reason. When you're struggling like this team is right now, the games get long, the schedule gets long, and you start looking forward towards the end of the season.
Yeah, but you got to find a way, Dan. You know as well as I do. You got to look in the mirror. You're playing for way more, especially the way this team is underachieved. You got to keep grinding. You got to find a way to put your foot on the gas and show up to the yard every day ready to go.
Out in front there as this one's pulled off to the left side. Here comes the 1-2. Is laid off for ball 2. Swing and a miss. Got him with the slurve there. 2 gone.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best 2-strike approach either.
Swinging a ball hit on the ground. Gray has his target. Here's the 0-1. As anticipated, here's a ground ball now to the right side. And he'll step on the bag. New inning set to get underway. And up next, the former World Series hero, Mike Moustakas. Down the first baseline. This gets foul. It's 0-1. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Open stance by Moustakas, and now the pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the 1st out.
This pitching staff has done a really good job against this guy in this series. This is a really good hitter, and it's not easy to make a guy strike out 5 times in a series up to this point, but that's what they've done to this guy so far.
Joey Vado comes on with 1 gone here as he looks at a called strike 1. A 1-1 count to the Reds' first baseman. A ball and 2 strikes now. That fastball was a lively one. You could hear the pop of the glove all the way up here.
Hey, I admit I'm a little biased. There's nothing better than that pop of a glove on a good fastball. Looking forward to hearing a lot more of that pop the rest of this one.
Swing and a miss on the fastball that time. Out number 2.
Boy, that's the best pitch in baseball right there with 2 strikes. That elevated fastball. Every hitter thinks that, hey, they can do something with that, but most of the time, you get the result that you saw right there. A big swing and a miss, and another strikeout.
Acuna finds some space out there for the catch. And here's Ronald Acuna Jr. now. He's had a phenomenal year at the plate, entering this August contest as the league's batting average leader.
I've never been in his position in my career before. I wonder if he's counting games down. You certainly want to walk away at the end of the year with a batting record.
Digging in will be Marcell Ozuna, looking to stay hot. He's been a real threat at the plate the last week or so. Swing and a liner. And there is the first hit of the ball game for the Braves.
Batting 6th, the right fielder, Jorge.
From the stretch,
Soler.
Jorge Soler comes on with 1 away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. Looked like a slider perhaps, but it missed badly, and it's 2-0.
Not even close with the 1-0. He needs to get back in the zone, but be careful. Work the quadrants.
3-0 to him now. From the belt, the pitch. And here's a ball in the air now, carrying a bit out toward right center. Kepler is over to his right as he puts this one away. 2 down. Runner at first with 2 gone in the inning. And in to bat next, the third baseman, Kyle Seeger. And he is tagged out here. Boy,
Welcome back to Truist Park, home of the Braves, who have proven to have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball this year. In terms of ERA and WHIP, they rank among the best pitching staffs in the league, leading some of the position players I talked with to sing their praises, while also emphasizing how happy they are to play behind them on defense instead of facing them in the batter's box. One of them told me, "Our guys are awesome on the mound. They keep us in every game, and they really work hard as a group to push each other to get better all the time. I really appreciate what they bring to this team." Sounds like a group that has earned a lot of respect around the league and from inside their own clubhouse.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks. And it's 1-1. Fouled away. Barnhart on at first. Nobody out. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2. Got him. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you think you see that ball as a hitter, you think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
D. Strange Gordon is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1. Looked to be a sinker there, up in the zone a bit, but called to strike.
Well, you can see he's coming right at this guy, just pounding the ball in the strike zone. He certainly has the advantage now. This guy hasn't even swung the bat yet.
And the throw is not going to be in time as he's able to reach base safely. And in to hit next is Lorenzo Kane. No balls and a strike to count. Third inning, no score to this point. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start.
Well, leave it right there as he strikes out, and that ends the inning. Here's the third baseman now, Kyle Seeger, as we move on to the bottom of inning number 3.
The third baseman, Kyle.
And it's fouled away.
Seeger.
Gray ready with the 0-1. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
It's not easy to get your barrel to a pitch that high. That could be an effective location as long as he keeps it above the letters.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Here comes another 0-2. And he missed with it. It's 1-2. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
We just saw a fastball right there. I would not be shocked if he tries to get this guy to go fishing right here and drops a little off-speed pitch in the dirt.
Oh, and here's a drive. Well hit out to straightaway center. And this one is gone. A home run. A solo home run here for Kyle Seeger. Number 26 for him on the season as the Braves get on the board first. It's 1-0.
Hey, listen, there's an old adage in baseball that solo home runs won't kill you. This is one of the top hitters in that lineup. So a home run, a solo home run right here, it's not the end of the world.
Now move, 'cause I'm about to go. I'm running.
Here's the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud.
The catcher, Travis.
And he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch. It's strike one. 276 the average coming in for him. 2 home runs, 27 driven in. Slurve, and he jumps ahead here 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And strike 3 called as he gets a little help there. 1 away.
Every pitcher gives up home runs, some more than others. But the best
Batting
ones,
none.
forget about them as soon as
pitcher.
the next guy digs
Mike.
into the batter's box. He showed me a lot
Rocha.
right there by going after the next hitter and striking him out on only 3 pitches.
Well out in front of the breaking ball there for a strike.
You know, it's funny right there. You look at that pitch, and it's almost a hybrid in between a big-time old-school curveball and a nasty slider that goes off the fastball. That's kind of right in the middle right there, kind of working off the clock, that 3 to 8, if you can picture that in your head. Tough pitch to lay off of.
Up next for a run.
Back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring up the exciting Ozzie Albies. And he'll start him with a slider that's taken down and away for ball 1.
Kind of a surprise not to see a fastball on the first pitch there. The guy's probably taking at least 1 pitch to give his pitcher a chance to sit down after he already made the second out.
Right side, but it's well foul. In tight there as he's got to turn out of the way of that one. Now a swinging bunt. Two pitches fouled away. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. There's a fastball well off the plate for a ball.
For the guy on the mound, this is one of those innings where nothing comes easy. He's thrown a bunch of pitches, and this AB hasn't been any different. Definitely laboring at the moment.
And he misses ball 4. So 2 down and a runner at first. And that brings up the former number 1 overall pick, Dansby Swanson. 1 ball, no strikes to count. 1-0 pitch on the way. Over to first, Gray, and he has to dive, but he's back in easily. Now the 1-1 pitch. Got him. Couldn't connect on the slurve that time, and that'll end it. All set for the start of the inning, and next to bat will be the outfielder, Jesse Winker. A little bouncer.
Jesse Winker.
The 0-1 delivery. And he squares up on this one. Deep to straightaway right. A leap, but he can't bring it back into the park. It's a home run. Into the box, Mike Moustakas.
Well, it took long enough, but they're finally on the board. We might look back at this shot as a spark they needed to make their bats come alive. Then again, it might just be a blip on the radar. We'll see how the rest of the game unfolds.
Behind 0-2 now. Looking to punch him out again, the pitch. Fastball called, strike 3, and there's the first out of the inning.
We know he's probably still thinking about that game-tying home run he just gave up, but I'm going to give him credit for not showing that it's bothering him. When you come back and strike out the next guy, it shows you've still got your head in the right place.
So up steps the former MVP, Joey Vado. Fly ball to straightaway left. Under it is Ozuna, and there are 2 gone now. So 2 are gone now for the Reds in their half of the 4th. And that'll bring up the outfielder, Max Kepler, as he swings and grounds it toward the hole. Over to first, and that retires the side. 1 for the Reds in the bottom of the inning now. And set to go is the veteran first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
The first baseman, Freddie.
And this is taken outside for ball 1. Pulled toward right center field. Kane is under it. Looks it into his glove, and there's 1 gone. Next, here is Ronald Acuna. 0 for 1 for him here in this one.
Junior.
Oh, and an ugly swing there. It's 0-1.
I mean, that's a classic case of coming off your backside right there. He lost his entire back leg, was out in front, couldn't keep his hands back.
And a check swing. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. It's ball 1. The 1-1. One run, 2 hits, and no errors so far for Atlanta. 2-2. Good eye to lay off the slider there, and he works it to full 3-2 here.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
And a swing and a miss, so the NL's leading hitter is set down on strikes, and there are 2 gone.
Number 20.
First pitch on its way.
Ozuna.
Swing and a miss, and he's in trouble now. 0-2.
There's another pitch for a strike, and this guy's really attacking hitters well tonight, being aggressive early on, and if he continues to throw strikes like he is, he's going to have a pretty good night.
The next 0-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
2 out, nobody on. Got him swinging as he runs the fastball by him to end the inning. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. Tucker Barnhart is in to start things off here as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1.
Not an easy thing to do to fill up the strike zone and be successful doing it. How about this guy so far in this one? 100% of his first pitches have been for strikes.
The 1-1 home. Hit hard down the line. A dive, but he can't make the play, and it's down the left field line.
Well, the pitcher's got to respect that. Third baseman getting dirty right there, trying to save him some extra base.
So now to the plate, Nick Senzel. Seeger fields it cleanly. Over to Albies. On to Freeman, a double play. Base is empty now after the double play, and set to stand in as the veteran pitcher, Sonny Gray, as this is grounded foul off to the left. The windup and the 0-1.
Ball, after count.
And they'll turn to the slider here, and it just misses. 2-1 now.
You certainly know he's not trying to work around the pitcher, but sometimes the hardest thing to do is to throw a strike to a guy that you know won't swing the bat.
The 2-2. Lifted in the air to center. Acuna's there for it. And that ends the inning. Reds. Welcome back to Truist Park just outside Atlanta as we send it down to check in with Heidi.
Leading up.
Infield in the overshift here. Now
right
the
fielder,
pitch.
Jorge. Soler.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball well outside.
Down 21.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. And he gets him to pop it up on the right side of the infield. There to take it is Vado, and there's one gone.
Now batting.
So bases are empty with 1 out now. And into bat next, the third baseman, Kyle Seeger. In the air now, out to right field. Kepler's on the move. He's got it. A nice play there. 2 away. The next to bat for Atlanta, Travis d'Arnaud. He went down looking in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, Matty, and hopefully he got it out of his system. Especially now, he's got to bear down. He gets the 2 strikes in this spot, has to put the ball in play.
The pitcher, number 40, Mike.
At the plate now, Mike Soroka. As here's a strike from Gray to put him in the hole. 0-1. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
You could tell by the hitter's balance after that swing that he's seeing the ball really good. His timing is right there, and I expect him to catch something clean.
And the throw is in time. It's a strikeout in the play. Ready now for Cincinnati, D. Strange Gordon, and he'll lead things off in the Cincinnati 6th. As he'll take a look at the pitch too low. It's ball 1. And that's down into left center for a base hit. Around first, digging for 2. Not in time, and he's in there with a double.
Oh, this is a great way to start the inning. Now the go-ahead run is on second. A base hit away from coming across. I know it's only the 6th inning, but you'd love to claim the lead right now and let your bullpen carry the load the rest of the way.
Here's the 0-2, and he fouls this one off. The next 0-2. On, he pops it up. Freeman trying to get there, and no one can get there. It's a foul ball. Inside, as he might be trying to set him up here. 1-2.
This is a fun guy to watch when he's up there. Really battles. Doesn't take.
Oh, and he can't come up with it.
Nice effort by the shortstop right there. Kept it in front of him. That's all he could do right there, Dan.
You know, Dero, in a spot like that, that's an infield single. That's a tough play. Just to knock that ball down was a pretty good job. But any way you look at it, that should be scored a base hit, and I'm sure it was. The Reds have been searching for that big hit all game long. Let's hope they can get it. They're starting to run out of time. It's about time for something to happen.
And another foul ball. The 0-2 once more. Oh, and he leaves the fastball up there. Mistaken location. He is going to pay for it dearly as that ball is sent over the wall. A home run.
Second home run of the game right there. He is locked in at the plate. You hear so many of today's players talk about rhythm and timing. Well, he is perfectly on time in the heart of the zone.
Mike Moustakas stands in as he looks at ball 1 here. And that misses low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Couple strikeouts early in the game, but he's done a much better job in this at-bat, trying to get ahead and put himself in a good hitter's count.
There to handle it is Ozuna, and there's 1 away. Next to stand in is Joey Vado. He flew out in his last AB. And that's in there for strike 1. 3 runs already home here. Behind 0-2 now. That misses, says the home plate umpire. 1-2. Where it misses, I'm not quite sure. Now a swing and a softly hit ground ball. Vado puts a good swing on it, and this one's carrying well to right. So they're going back, and it's gone as they add still another.
Boy, this guy's hot right now. Hit a bomb yesterday and hit another tape measure shot today. When he gets hot, he hits them in bunches. This could be the beginning of one of those extended hot streaks.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. 4 runs here in this half inning. And a fastball swung on and missed as he just reared back there. 2 away.
Hey, I'm not sure what he was sitting on right there. Might have been sitting on an off-speed pitch, but instead he gets the fastball way late. Had no chance to put that ball in play. Lots of hits given up, but so far no walks. At least he's making them work to get on base. Problem is, they haven't had to work too hard.
That'll find its way out of play. Still going to have a good hitter's count. 2-1 now. Sent foul again, and after being way ahead, now it's even at 2-2. Third foul ball in a row, and this is turning into a pretty good at-bat. Here's the pitch on 2-2. Nick Senzel would be next if they can keep this inning alive. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Acuna's there for it. Long run, but he gets there to track this one. So up steps Ozzie Albies, and through 5 turns at bat, they've only mustered a total of 3 hits. Not terrible, but they're certainly not firing on all cylinders.
Well, it's getting a little bit too late in this game if this continues like this. In today's game, with so many dominant bullpen arms, you certainly don't want to wait until the 8th or 9th to try to wake the bats up.
Ball. Lifted the other way to left center. Winker has to run a ways before he gets there in time to record the out. How about that?
The batter, number
Next
7.
to dig in, Dansby Swanson. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Swanson.
Chopped in front of home plate. And there's out number 2. And now, Freddie Freeman 0 for 2 for him to this point. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. That's lifted the other way out to left. And no trouble for him as he makes the catch to end the. Bryce Wilson will come on in relief as he'll make his 2nd appearance of the season so far.
Number 46.
Nick Senzel is in for the 3rd time now as he takes a called strike. It's 0-1.
He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep the ball around the knees like that.
Behind 0-2 now. 0-2 count, and the pitch.
0-1. Boy, that's a tough pitch to take right there. I'm not sure if you're guessing or you're sitting on a pitch, but boy, that was awfully close to being called a strike.
And a fastball swung on and missed as they set him down for the 2nd time here tonight.
The pitcher, number 54.
Well, I have to give credit to him on the mound for not letting that previous pitch get to him. He wanted it, but he didn't get the call. But I love how he didn't let it affect him, and he comes right back with another good pitch and gets the punch out.
1-1 to count. One and 2 the count to the Reds pitcher. And it's another case. So back-to-back strikeout victims to start this relief outing. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. D. Strange Gordon is in with 2 away as he takes a ball 1-0. 1-1 to the Reds leadoff man. 5 runs, 8 hits, and no errors in the game for Cincinnati thus far. He'll try to bunt his way on as he gets this one down. Throw not in time, and he beats it out for his 3rd hit tonight. In now is Lorenzo Kane as the first pitch misses high and inside for ball one. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. And a breaking ball falls in there for a strike. It's 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. To 2-2 now. Strange Gordon is off at first with 2 away. Now a swing and a fly ball. And it's a foul ball. Swing and a miss as the slider sets him down for the final out of the inning. Last half of the 7th here, and that'll bring up the always dangerous Ronald Acuna Jr.
Hey, this is where you go up there and you just focus on doing your job. Turn the scoreboard off in your head. I know you're down a lot, but you have to have one quality at bat followed by another quality at bat. Don't give any outs away. No ABs go unnoticed right here. Hey, I still believe in my heart the best pitch is a well-executed fastball down and away, and that's exactly what that is. He swings at that. That's off the end of the bat. That's not hard contact at all, and that's an easy out for the defense.
Kepler is there to put it away for out number 1.
The left fielder,
Here's Marcell Ozuna. He's working on a 1 for 2 games so far. And that's waved at and missed for strike 1.
We're moving along into the later innings, and this guy's throwing over 60% of his first pitches for strikes. He'd like to do a little bit more, but so far, so good.
And rarely do you see a player of his caliber fooled that badly, but he was tied up in knots that time. 2 away now.
It's so hard to hit when you're behind the count 0-2, right? You have to protect for the fastball. You have to look for the soft stuff down and away. You're really at a disadvantage when you fall behind 0-2.
Jorge Soler started to go around, but it's a called strike, 0-1. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. And he misses with it, 1-1.
Hey, this guy's got to be pretty proud of what he's done so far. It's never easy to pitch on the road, but to have this kind of outing in a ballpark that is notoriously known as being hitter-friendly, it's been a treat to watch.
To the left side, but it's well foul. Another 1-2 delivery. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball. Back up the middle, and there's his first base hit in this one. And that means the inning stays alive with 2 away for Kyle Seeger.
Yeah, maybe a shot here now with 2 away. They finally get another base runner on. He stranded 6 in a row prior to this point, so he's had his way with these guys for the past couple of innings.
Kyle Seeger is at the plate now, and he takes a cold strike. Hit sharply toward the right side, and he dives to make a spectacular catch. Jesse Winker coming to the plate again as we look back at his 2 home runs in the game so far. The most recent back in the 6th inning. And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. And the pitch. Just a bit low. Tough call, but it's 2-2. And that's into the corner, a foul ball and right. And here's a slider. Strike 3 called, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So 1 away here in the Reds' half of the 8th. And up next, the former World Series hero, Mike Moustakas. And they go right after him on the inside corner for strike 1.
You can really tell they're trying to keep the ball in on this big slugger right here.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt. But he might spin the win if he starts looking for it in there.
Again, another foul ball. 5-1 our score as we play the 8th. Here's a pop-up now. Behind the plate, but room for Darno. And he'll put this one away in foul territory for the second out. Joey Vado will stand in yet again as we flash you back to the middle innings. This was a turning point here, a solo home run that was really one of the key at-bats of the ballgame to this point.
Lucky he got a piece right there. He was definitely late on that pitch after seeing a previous off-speed pitch.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That's lifted the other way out to left. Ozuna able to track it down for the third out. Nothing. Now into the box, Travis d'Arnaud, and he'll start out the bottom of the 8th inning.
Travis d'Arnaud.
And that one yanked just foul. Gray ready with the 0-1. Grounded weakly down the line toward third, but this will wind up a foul ball, strike 2.
He's got that certainly timed up now. I'd be shocked if the pitcher goes to the well 3 times in a row with off speed.
And he struck him out. Good pitch there as he registers his 8th punch out of the ball game. Jason Kipnis will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch.
Kipnis.
0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-1. 1 out, nobody on. Line to the right side. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
Turn and burn, baby. He smelled that heater coming inside right there. Didn't do too much damage with it, but was able to get the head out and drive it for a knock.
Red skipper up out of the dugout and making that slow trek to the mound. And that's going to be all for Sonny Gray. And that's into the outfield for a 1-out hit.
Hey, just a nice piece of hitting right there. He's able to keep his hands inside that ball, stay square as long as possible, and feed it into the opposite field for a base hit.
First pitch of the AB on its way. Dansby Swanson is the batter now as he looks at a ball 1-0.
The Braves have been looking for that big hit pretty much all game. It remains to be seen if they can get it, but now sure would be a big time for that.
2-0 the count to Dansby Swanson. That one's in there on the black, 2-1. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Fouled off. He's set. Here's the 2-2. Here's a shot to right field, and that's going to be in for a base hit. And they'll hold that runner at third as everybody moves up a base, and they're loaded with 1 away.
Number 5.
At the plate now is Freddie Freeman. His guys trail by 4, but the bases are juiced, so a home run ties it. First pitch on its way. 4-1.
Every ball club has that spark plug guy, and this is the guy right here. He usually ignites a lot of productive innings.
On a line, that's a base hit. 1 run is scored. And they'll put the brakes on the runner at third, so the bases will remain loaded here with still only 1 away.
The 7th.
Yeah, 1 a day keeps the doctor away, Dan, especially when it's a big one late in the game. It doesn't matter at all. You're just trying to get 1 knock a day, find a couple barrels. He happened to catch his late.
Boy, I tell you what, you're talking about coming at a good time, too. You're having kind of a rough night.
In to score, the runner from third. Into the box, Marcell Ozuna. His prior history versus this arm, 2 hits in 7 tries. He's taken him deep once. In there for strike 1.
Hey, this is a huge out right here. 2 outs in the 8th inning. If this guy comes in and does his job, they hand it over to that beast in the 9th.
Fastball just misses. That's ball 1. swing and a liner. Kepler is there, and he'll put it away to retire the side. A.J. Minter enters from the pen to start the ninth inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the ninth. Max Kepler is in now as he watches a pitch for ball one. And a good heater as he just watches this baby, a ball and a strike.
Great job of doubling up with a fastball inside. A lot of times you'll see a pitcher go in there, but they won't go back in there a second time. This guy's not afraid to pitch inside.
Fouled away. Here's another 1-2. And he takes strike three called on the fastball. One gone. Now the pitch.
Now batting, the catcher, Tucker Barnhart.
Comes set and the 0-1. Now that's popped up and no one will get this one. Bases are empty, one man out. And it's fouled away. And he strikes him out as well. So two punch outs to begin the outing out of the pen. In now for the Reds, Nick Senzel, trying to avoid becoming the third strikeout victim of the inning here. He's ready. Here's the 1-0. Bases are empty here with two men out. 1-2 now as that one's fouled off.
He's one pitch away from striking out the side, but even more than that, to throw a donut up after your offense put up some runs, I can't tell you what that means to the boys in the dugout.
And he struck him out, so a good pitch there, and now they're going to need to string some. Now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here. Sean Doolittle comes on looking for a save here in the bottom of the ninth inning.
For the Braves, the right fielder, Jorge.
He's set and the pitch. Oh, and he gets the inning started with a bang as this is hit high and deep to left field. And he's going to make the catch on the warning track. A fine running play there for the first out.
Now batting, third baseman, Kyle Seeger.
Stepping in now, Kyle Seeger, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. And he fouls this one off. Nothing in 2 count and the pitch. Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball. And that is swung on and missed, and things are starting to look bleak here for the home 9. There are 2 away now.
Now batting, catcher.
So next to hit is Travis d'Arnaud, and he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. And a swing from him yields a foul pop out of play to the right. Ready with the 0-1. Now a swing and a ground ball. This should do it. Throw on to first is going to be in time to take care of him, and the Reds will put an end to their 3-game skid as this ball game is over. And the